I noticed.
It's time for another round of live, local, play-by-play coverage of Southwest Metro Sports on PSB Media.
Taken away by Spinner, potential shorthanded opportunity. Here comes Steven Spinner, the captain. Shot,
Some great blocks in front of him, just waits for him to develop, breaks an arm tackle, and will dive for the end zone.
Watch the teamwork, tradition, and all-out competition unfold live on any streaming device.
Annie with it, gives off for Schulsdorf through traffic. Here's an opportunity, score! Oh boy.
PSB Media's coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by The Molt Store, Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, Athlete PT, Noodles & Company of Eden Prairie, The Sun Current, The Tavern on 4 and 5, and in partnership with Minnesota Football Magazine, the Pioneer Press, and BEC TV.
and it drops! The game is over! Forest Lake wins 1-0 in the bottom of the 10th. Brett Gravel is the hero.
Catch all of the action all season long on your home for Southwest Metro Sports. PSB Media.
Brady Shue up from his defense. We'll leave it for Graham. Graham works his way and scores in overtime. Michael Graham with the game.
Game time is coming up next.
And welcome to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're live for high school hockey here on PSB as we have Eden Prairie squaring off against Eastview here this evening as both teams are playing their third game of the season. And looking forward to a matchup here between two very high-scoring teams that this season averaging well over 3 goals a game. They also did that last season as well, so this should certainly be an entertaining one. Eastview comes in with a 2-0 record. Eden Prairie also 2-0. My name is Brett Johnson, joined alongside by Kevin Hagstrom as we're about ready to drop the puck here in this game. One quick change in terms of goaltenders. Nick Weincheck will actually be making the start for Eden Prairie in this one as Sean DeRocher had played the previous 2 games for Eden Prairie. And we're underway as Middlestad will fight for it along the far side boards. Here comes Michael Graham looking for a wraparound. Centered it in front, tried to get it to Safgren. Now a chance and they score! Casey Middlestad immediately gets on the scoreboard for Eden Prairie and they lead 1-0. What a job, Kevin, to get things going with that first line for the Eagles.
It's almost like the extension of the JV game where they scored 6 goals in that third period. Getting out quickly to the offensive set. And Middlestad, that playmaker, he's been already in just his 3rd varsity game. Showing off his abilities there, handling the puck and pushing that one past the Eastview goaltender for this early 1-0 lead.
So So Eden Prairie already ahead 1-0 as, man, that first line has been good this season. Middlestad and Graham each had 5 points in Eden Prairie's 8-3 win over Maple Grove. And Middlestad and Graham also had 2 assists in Eden Prairie's victory on Saturday over Prior Lake by a score of 2-1. Well, the Eastview Lightning find themselves in an early hole. And here's Nolan Sullivan backhanding it outside the zone. Eastview will send it right back in. Here comes Nick Lieberman, who had both Eden Prairie goals in that victory over Eastview. A long shot, easy save for Weincheck, and well, notable for him, that's his first ever varsity save. Weincheck, just a sophomore, he was part of that very good Bantam team that Eden Prairie had last season. They'll try to get that up ahead to Cole Lawrence. Instead, Eden Prairie will just dump it in as they go off on a line change. And here comes Kozadowski for Eastview as they'll send that up ahead as it gets tipped into the zone. It'll be picked up by Louis Rail, quickly playing that over to the far side, held in. Long shot from Bernhardtson, that goes wide. Held in at the point, tipped in front, may have been inadvertent. And they'll try to dig it out from the corner. Couple of swats at it. Eden Prairie is able to get it out, and Andy Aguilar will just dump it into the zone. Eastview trying to get that up ahead to Jake Ford as he'll backhand it into the zone. Is an Eastview team that returns a fair amount of talent from last year's squad, which went 19-7-1. They were upset in the section tournament, and Kevin, if I remember right, I think you actually called that game at the State Fair Coliseum. Could be mistaken, though. I know you called a couple of Section 3 games.
I think I did the color commentary for that game.
Yeah, they were.
But yeah, I covered that game at the Coliseum.
Here's Nick Lieberman as he'll shoot that into the zone. Had to put you on the spot and test your memory to see if you remember things. It was an overtime game.
Wasn't it Burnsville that beat him?
No, I believe it was St. Thomas Academy. I know it was an overtime game.
Academy?
Yeah, it was an overtime game for sure.
Okay.
I know that, where they were dropped.
Yeah, the 2 games I covered at the Coliseum, I think the second to last day they had games there. Both went into overtime, so I'm getting the teams confused because I know I covered Burnsville, Eastview, St. Thomas Academy, and I forget the 4th team.
Yeah, you worked some Section 3 games, I know that, and Eastview was one of the favorites in Section 3. I think they were the number 2 seed, but they were upset. Here's Casey Middlestad, the goal scorer from a second ago, tried to center it, a good defensive play there by the Lightning. 14-14 remains first period. Eagles out to an early 1-0 lead on that Middlestad goal just 18 seconds into the game. And a very dangerous first line for the Eagles back on the ice. Graham tried a no-look pass. Now it trickles out into the neutral zone where Eastview will carry it. Here's Keith Muehlbauer, who's a University of Maine recruit who will be playing for the Black Bears, I'm assuming either next year or the year after, depending on if he sees any USHL action. Muehlbauer with 1 goal, 3 assists so far on the season. At 29 points last year as he was their 2nd leading scorer, or 3rd leading scorer, make that. Thrown at the net just a moment ago, looked like Weincheck had a little trouble with it, but was able to cover up that next shot and make the save with 13:37 left here in the first period. Glad to have you with us here on PSB as we just upgraded our equipment, so hopefully you're noticing the much higher video quality for tonight's game. In fact, we should be able to get that quality even higher for some upcoming games for Eden Prairie hockey, so hopefully you're enjoying tonight's game. Perhaps even getting an HD stream up soon for you here watching your Eagles. Louis Rail will bank it off the half wall, held in though momentarily by Taylor Linsby. As the shot will be rocketed wide. Here's Eastview trying to quickly get it out. Looks like they'll ice it unless they say Louis Rail could have played it. They do not, so it will be icing against the Eagles here with 13:04 left in the first period. So the face-off will be to the right of the goaltender for Eastview, Andrew Stern, and didn't even have a chance to tell you about Andrew Stern as he's been having a good season. In fact, prior to giving up that goal by Casey Middlestad, he had gotten 75-plus minutes of not giving up a goal as he had shut out Eastridge in his last game and then also shut out Rosemount for the last period and a half of the Irish versus Lightning game. So that shutout streak quickly came to an end, but he makes a nice save as the Eagles were trying to go 5-hole. Stern covers it up.
He's did a nice job clamping down and trying to play a possible rebound, but another better job again by that goaltender.
Andrew Stern on the year. This is his first year playing varsity. He was listed on the roster last season but didn't see any action. But so far this season, coming into the game, has stopped 39 of 41 shots. Great play off the face-off, and a shot from Middlestad goes wide. Good win there by Graham. Dangerous in the face-off circle. Boldenau will send that up ahead, and getting blasted was Tyler Safgren. And here comes Nick Hodgen. Hodgen lost it. And now going down and getting it is Wesley Young for the Eagles. He'll play that over to Boldenau. Boldenau to Middlestad. Middlestad along the left wing boards. Gets it to Graham. Graham with a snipe that goes wide. At Maple Grove game when he scored 4 goals, he was sniping just about every corner of the net, Kevin, and he came close on that one.
Yeah, this first line for Eden Prairie is just outstanding in terms of speed, skating, stick handling, and that shot ability as well. Comes off quickly and with a lot of force behind the shots from Michael Graham and Middlestad.
Connor Bateman to play that out to neutral where Eden Prairie will take over. Sullivan had it for a moment, and now it's Muehlbauer. Very dangerous Division I recruit, but he gets slammed into the wall by Nolan Sullivan. And now another hit delivered along the end wall. That's Riley Argetsinger seeing his first action. Now a backhanded rebound shot put right on target against Weincheck, but he's able to make the save. And as finally we see the Lightning getting a little offensive flurry.
Well, you preface this game as 2 high-scoring teams, and right out of the gates, Eden Prairie showed you they have that power offensive ability, and Eastview took a couple minutes, but now getting some good shots out in front.
And now a big scrum in front, almost like a football team, 2 football teams, I should say, trying to recover a football at the goal line as bodies go flying everywhere.
Oh, you mean like when Will Raines fumbled on the goal line against Eastview?
Yeah, take a look at this pile up. Again, with the new computer here, trying to work out our replay system. Looks like it's going a little too fast. Try to see if we can fix that between periods, but again, glad you're enjoying tonight's game with our new technology we're debuting as Eden Prairie will play it outside the zone. Here's Nolan Sullivan. They're 2-on-1. Sullivan trying to get that across to Cole Lawrence, but a nice defensive play made by the Lightning. Getting a stick on that attempted centering pass. Here's Lieberman, shot from the top of the circle, got deflected on its way, but it went over the net. Eden Prairie gets it again, and Stern makes the save. Eagles still maintain possession as they'll backhand that to Cole Lawrence. Lawrence will try to chase down his own puck. Eastview is able to clear it, but Argetsinger gets there first. Fanned on a swatting attempt, and now it gets whistled down with 10:44 remaining here in period number 1. Eden Prairie leads Eastview 1-0 here on PSB. Like to follow us on Twitter, you can do so. We're at PSBMN. And at PSBMN, Kevin should be doing some tweeting between periods. I might also try to send out a tweet or two. You can find the latest on Eden Prairie, Jefferson, and Kennedy athletics. Those are the 3 schools we're covering this winter, including every Eden Prairie boys hockey game right here on PSBMN.com. Into the corner, there's Louis Rail, who got trapped in the end wall. Now a few players for each squad will try to dig it out. Hunter Johannes among them for the Eagles. Louis Rail over to Aguilar. Aguilar got a one-touch pass. That was number 22, Hastings. Here comes the captain, Andy Aguilar, across the blue line. He'll chase it down himself, pinching in. Still able to maintain his balance as he has it on his forehand. Tried to center it to Pizon, but the pass was broken up. Trickles into the corner, Hunter Johannes to Alex Pizon. Alex Pizon, not being a very big guy, was doing a nice job avoiding that check, and it looks like he may have actually drawn a penalty. So Pizon, the hard-working player, able to draw the penalty against Eastview's Taylor Linesby, and Eden Prairie will get their first power play of the game. And power play numbers on the season, they've been good for the Eagles, 4 for 9. Penalty kill for Eastview, also been good for a small sample size. They're 5 out of 6.
Eden Prairie just lit it up on special teams against Maple Grove. Did really light it up in all facets of the game. Against Prior Lake, a little bit less successful, just 1 for 5.
Well, the power play is underway. Under a minute 40 to work with. Lieberman will send that across to Goldenau, who will send that to the corner. Rung around the end boards and still held in. Trickles in front, and there to cover it up is the goaltender Stern, as that was Tyler Safgren there on the doorstep.
Safgren got a little shove for getting too close to the prize.
The team's always there protecting their goaltender. Gotta like that. Face-off won cleanly by Eden Prairie. That's something Eastview's going to have to clean up. Eden Prairie's won a couple of face-offs clean that have resulted in some pretty good scoring chances. Lieberman at the point. To Middlestad. What a pass over to Graham, and I think that hit the crossbar. What a tremendous pass to the UMD recruit as he comes close to putting the Eagles up 2-0.
Well, it was just great cycling of the puck. Good movement going from the point. Face-off circles, passes diagonal across the zone.
58 seconds left on the power play. Here's Graham at the top of the circle. Over to Lieberman. Back to Graham. Top of the dot. Now they pass it down low to Safgren, who had a little trouble handling that pass. Goldenau lost his stick handle, and Eastview will get a much-needed clear with 40 seconds remaining on the man advantage.
So far tonight, Eden Prairie seems very in tune.
There's a turnover by Lieberman, but fortunately that puck slid beyond the end line, and that could have been disastrous. Middlestad, a fancy little stick handling move. Couldn't get past the last man, though. They'll play it back behind the net. Eden Prairie looking very quick here on this power play and in the game overall. Here's Lieberman at the point. Shot through some traffic, is tipped, and Stern able to somehow get his body in front of that one, and Eastview is able to clear it away as the Lightning are now full strength.
Well, the Eagles didn't get a goal on that power play, still had to like overall their efforts.
Cole McDevitt, a quarterback during the football season for the Lightning. A couple of football players out there on the ice for the Lightning, including Tommy Hutzel, who, when we called the Eden Prairie Eastview football game, he went nuts in that game. What did he run for, over 150 yards in that game?
Yeah, over 150 and passed for a touchdown as well. He's also been covered on PSB Media as a baseball player, American Legion and varsity baseball player.
You gotta love that. Don't often see three-sport athletes anymore, at least in the metro area. Usually about the only place you see three-sport athletes nowadays are in the outstate areas of Minnesota.
Yeah, so a rare breed on the ice tonight.
Absolutely. Eden Prairie, for their part, does have a number of players who also play on the baseball team. Here's Cole Lawrence just dumping it in as he'll go off on a change. For Eastview, that's Jacob Wilson who will lead the rush as he gets stripped to the ice, and they will draw the penalty as Riley Argetsinger will get called for a trip. Pretty easy call there as Argetsinger will head to the box, and Eastview will get their first power play of the game at the 6:41 mark of the first period. Power play numbers for the Lightning. Very small sample size, just 1 for 3. Eden Prairie's penalty kill has kind of been a work in progress for the last year or two. Last season, just 72% on a penalty kill, and this season, only 9 out of 12, which, do the math, probably do that in your head, 75%. Down towards the net, and they can't quite swat it out as it'll be held in by Muehlbauer. Here's Muehlbauer walking it towards the slot. Now we'll pass it over to the left side as they'll switch positions with Hutzel. Hutzel, a shot from the dot, and that one gets deflected up and out of play with 1:33 remaining on the Lightning power play.
And for Argetsinger's part, again, first time we've called him on any significant play, taking the penalty. It's his first contest of the season.
And Argetsinger, certainly a guy that the Eagles like to have back, as He's just one of 3 players returning this season that had more than 3 points, at least among forwards. Last year, Argetsinger had 23 points. Centered in front, but there intercepting the pass was Andy Aguilar. Eastview will play it over to that right side as Hodgson will send to the point. That low shot went wide, and now it's cleared out by Eden Prairie. Stern will slow it down for Muehlbauer. Future Black Bear will lead the rush for Eastview. They're good at the line, takes a shot. There's a blocker save by Weinchick. Still held in as they'll send it around the end wall. A couple of players will try to get it. It'll be Jacob Wilson up to the point to Bateman. Bateman across to the left side. They'll go back to Bateman. Bateman will shovel it over to number 5, now thrown in front. They centered it. No one home. And that one gets tipped up in the air by Michael Graham and cleared outside the zone. 27 seconds remain on the power play. 5:06 here in the first period. And it's Eden Prairie on top of Eastview, 1-0.
For the most part, I've been impressed with both these teams' skate speed as well as stick handling. The passes have been pretty crisp.
Middlestad will dump that into the zone. A couple of Eastview players decide who wanted that one. And the Eagles are now full strength. Here's Brett Boldenau. Left-handed stick handler makes his way into the Lightning zone. Centered to Argetsinger. Got a stick on it, but couldn't lift a shot off. Now bouncing in front off of a rebound. And the Lightning are able to avoid trouble. And good defensive play. Going to his knees and hitting that outside the zone by Andrew Turnhill. Lightning will pick it up in their own end. That's Bernardson playing it over to the left side. And carrying it up will be Augustine. Augustine lost it. Now they go over to Brett Boldenau. They'll trickle in a long shot, which is easily saved by Stern. Eagles trying to ratchet up the pressure after that Eastview power play. Trying to dig it out from that near side corner. Lieberman. Nice job to hold that in. Now here comes a chance for Nolan Sullivan. His backhander goes just wide. And the Lightning are able to clear it. Now some miscommunication. Lieberman didn't know where the puck is. Now here comes Eastview with an opportunity. It's Cole McDevitt. Not able to get it on net. There's a fluttering shot that goes wide. Lightning are able to maintain possession. Just over 3 minutes left, first period. Eden Prairie out in front, 1-0. As they're able to clear it outside the zone. To Middlestad. Couldn't receive the pass cleanly. Eastview banks it off the half wall and gets it out. And just throwing it into the zone is Jacob Wilson as the Lightning are off on a change. Leslie Young, who, talking to Lee Smith earlier this season, will play both forward and defense this season for the Eagles, which tougher task to do than you might think, trying to alternate between 2 different positions. There's a long shot that was saved by Weinchick. And they just misfire on that pass up ahead to Tyler Safran, as it will be icing against the Eden Prairie Eagles. Like to email us during the broadcast, we're at psbchannel2@gmail.com. Want to send us a message? We'll be more than happy to read your shout outs on air. If you have any commentary on the game, maybe any strategic advice for either team, psbchannel2@gmail.com. Also find that link below your game tracker screen. And Eden Prairie's 3-on-2 if they hurry, but Pizon will actually elect to dump it in. Interesting decision there. There's Johannes trying to fight through a check. Spencer Steen, first time we've called his name tonight. He gets thrown up into the boards. Ian Johannes will try to dig it out. Johannes will send that up to the point to Rail. Rail across to Boldenau. Boldenau, a shot through traffic. He scores! I don't think that was tipped. I think that Boldenau shot got through cleanly. A weird kind of fluttering shot. He scores, and Eden Prairie's up 2-0.
That shot came directly in line with the goaltender, Stern. No doubt about that he could see the shot, but
I think
just
he's on.
took a tricky angle and maybe got redirected if you're looking at the replay.
Yeah, I think Pizon might have gotten a piece of that one.
It definitely handcuffed the goaltender Stern and didn't quite know whether to raise the right blocker or, kind of try to close out to the near side post as it beat him high.
Well, it's 2-0 Eden Prairie. Actually, they'll give Spencer Steen credit with tipping that one. Boldenau will get the assist. As now we'll get a whistle. Well, not if anyone, Pizon might have gotten credit for the goal. I didn't even see Steen in the area.
There was 2 Eagles in that vicinity, so.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess the other guy got the credit, Steen.
So I was wrong on both. 23. There's Andy Aguilar to Nolan Sullivan. Argetsinger shot that gets scooped up into the air after a rebound by Andrew Stern. So face-off will be to the left of Eastview netminder, just a junior this season, so we'll of course have another year of eligibility. There's another clean face-off win, and again, Middlestad able to fire one right off the face-off. Second time that's happened between Graham and Middlestad. They've had 3 of those opportunities overall, and Eastview's got to improve in the face-off circle.
Eden Prairie's amazing on face-offs. I don't know if Graham has lost one yet.
Yeah. Graham's had 2 wins like that have come cleanly to Middlestad. And he's about the last guy in the world you want to get a puck to cleanly. Middlestad, a University of Minnesota recruit, just a sophomore. There's Graham trying to go high, glove side on Stern. It went wide. And now it's tied up along the advertising near the Eastview bench. 28 seconds left in the period. Eastview will just ice it as the clock stops with 26.4. 2-0 Eden Prairie out in front. Coming up during the intermission, we'll try to get you some out-of-town scores as there's a lot of interesting games taking place tonight, including a rematch of last year's state championship. We have a link to that broadcast on our website between Edina and Lakeville North. Our friends over at 105 The Ticket broadcasting that game. Here's an opportunity for Eastview in the waning seconds. Try to get it to Anders. He centered it, but better defensive play there by, I believe that was Safran. Now a hard collision into the corner. Fortunately, everybody's okay. Up to the point, 2 seconds, and that shot goes wide through a number of bodies. And the first period horn will sound as it is the Eagles out in front of the Eastview Lightning by a score of 2-0. We'll take a timeout and have some first period analysis on the way next, right here on PSBMN.com.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Timmy. I hope you're hungry.
Sure am, but I prefer broccoli to mushrooms.
Well, I prefer your brother to you.
Don't mess with Grandma's dishes. Mess with ours instead. Delicious dishes from around the globe that you're free to customize. Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size, it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
Woohoo! This is the best dirt bath ever!
Larry, what's with all that racket?
I'm loving my new digs. This compost is amazing. Come on in, give it a try.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, you weren't kidding, Larry. This stuff is great.
The Mulch Store has compost your garden, and yes, even the worms will love. Stop by any of the Mulch Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee to pick up the best compost in the Midwest. Online at mulchstoremn.com. Also shop rocks, seed, soil, edging, and more. Now's the time to make your neighbors green with envy.
Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size, it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. Using keyword-driven content, PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
And welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're live here for high school hockey on this Thursday evening. As it's the Eagles out in front of Eastview by a score of 2-0 right here on PSB Media. Don't forget, all season long you can turn in to Eden Prairie Hockey here on PSBMN.com as we'll stream every single game this season, or at least close to it. I think overall we'll have between 20 and 22 of their 25 games here on PSB, so make sure you follow along all season long on PSBMN.com. Let's give you a recap of that first period. Eden Prairie got on the scoreboard just 18 seconds into the game, as it was Michael Graham finding the back of the net for the 5th time this season to give him 8 points. Picking up the assist on the goal was Casey Middlestad. Again, just 18 seconds into the game as that first line struck again for the Eagles, as that put them ahead 1-0. Eden Prairie's second goal of the period came at the 1:40 mark, as it was Spencer Steen getting credit for tipping in a shot from Brett Boldenau, as that gave the Eagles a 2-0 lead at the 1:40 mark. Taking a look at power play numbers, each team has had a power play and they both failed to score, so Eden Prairie's power play unit 0 for 1, Eastview's power play unit also 0 for 1. Tried to catch shots on goal from the PA announcer, but volume a little bit low tonight. I was just able to pick up Eden Prairie's shot total. They have 14 so far on the night. I'm going to apologize, was not able to pick up Eastview's total shots on goal, as again the PA announcer has his mic volume just a little bit low tonight. The only stat that matters, though, is, well, of course, goals, and right now it is Eden Prairie on top of Eastview 2-0. Let's go ahead and see if we can find any out-of-town scores to pass along to you. Of course, the big matchup is Lakeville North and Edina, who are squaring off down in Lakeville this evening. That's a rematch of the Class 2A state championship from last year. And so far in the game, they have shots on goal, which is Lakeville North 11, Edina 5, but looking for a score on that game. Let's see if we can find one. And, oh, let's see, trying to go through the Twitter account to see if we can get a score on that one. And right now it is Lakeville North actually on top of Edina 2-0, as Nick Paling has both goals for the Lakeville North hockey team. A couple of other scores for you. We have Chanhassen leading Delano, or actually Delano on top of Chanhassen 2-0, and also the AC Wings, that's a co-op of Armstrong and Cooper. They're currently tied up with Champlin Park at the end of one period in their game. Those scores are courtesy of Follow the Puck, who you can follow on Twitter at Follow the Puck. And if you'd like to follow us on Twitter, we're at PSBMN. You can find the latest on Eden Prairie, Jefferson, and Kennedy Athletics here on PSB. And if you'd like to have your game streamed just like we're doing tonight, feel free to contact us here at PSB Media. Find our contact information on our website, psbmn.com. Just go to the contact page and you can email Kevin or I, and we'd be more than happy to talk about streaming your team's games. We can give you a quote and also possibly help you make some extra revenue for your booster club. As when you see these ads on the screen, if you're a booster club, you can also have your own ads play on the broadcast, which can make some extra revenue for your team or booster. So great extra source to try to bring in some extra income to your team. We will take a timeout and have the start of the second period on the way next. Again, here in the first intermission, it's Eden Prairie on top of Eastview by a score of 2-0.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Larry, what's with all that racket?
I'm loving my new digs. This compost is amazing. Come on in, give it a try.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, you weren't kidding, Larry. This stuff is great.
The Mulch Store has compost your garden, and yes, even the worms will love. Stop by any of the Mulch Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee to pick up the best compost in the Midwest. Online at mulchstoremn.com. Also shop rocks, seed, soil, edging, and more. Now's the time to make your neighbors green with envy.
Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com. And welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're getting ready for the start of period number 2 here on PSB. Eagles out in front of the Lightning 2-0. And as it's been that first line for Eden Prairie doing some damage, you want to quickly pass along, made an error when I was giving you a summary of the first period that the astute Kevin Hagstrom pointed out. I messed up who had the goal and the assist on the first goal. Middlestead actually scored the first goal for Eden Prairie. Graham picked up the assist.
Well, I messed it up on Twitter too by calling Casey Connor, so.
Someone joked at you and said, "Oh, is that his brother?"
Yeah, that was a good joke.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, they both start with a C, don't they?
Well, you know, it's one of those things. Wasn't paying attention.
There's an opportunity for Eastview and they score! Off of a rebound, the Lightning tie the game up at 2. What a response that they needed. Or they cut the lead to 2-1. See, now you got me messed up on errors, Kevin.
I know. You're making all sorts of mistakes.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a quick response.
Yeah.
Right out of the gates. Eden Prairie scored 18 seconds into the first period, and the Lightning take just 27 ticks to score their first goal of the game.
Well, you were giving me a weird look. I was thinking, what, did the referee wave off the goal or something?
Yeah.
All right.
I just wasn't sure where the second goal came from. Maybe it came between Casey and Connor scoring.
You didn't hear about the new high school rule where if you score from an odd angle, you get credit for 2 goals.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. My goodness. I have the score wrong. You have Connor Middlestead instead of Casey Middlestead. I think you and I need to be put to bed for the rest of the night here.
I guess.
There's a turnover and a good save made by Weinsick. Back to the action, though. The Lightning have come out with a great response after Eden Prairie definitely had the better of the play in the first period. Eastview's made this a hockey game. Louis Rail will try to clear it out. Eastview, number 9, will send that over to Bernhardson. One-touch pass up ahead, but nobody home. Andy Aguilar, the captain for the Eagles, will backhand it off the half wall and get it outside the zone. Playing it will be Alex Serrato across. Now they go back to Serrato. And it'll be touched into the zone by Cole Anders. He had 1 goal and 2 assists against Rosemount in their game last Tuesday. Those are his only 3 points on the season. Lightning again putting on a good forecheck. Hunter Johannes trying to dig it out for Eden Prairie. Get a kick out of that right there because Alex Pizon, I know he's only about 5'5" or 5'6", an Eastview guy went for a check and came up empty, over-checking him. Going too high. The advantage of not being tall sometimes.
Another advantage?
Yeah.
Airlines, your knees and feet have plenty of room.
So it'll be icing against Eastview. Of course, sure it's not the first time Pizon's heard a joke about his height playing hockey. When you're the shortest guy on the team, a lot of times you'll get a ribbing like that.
Well, I know that Hobie Baker Award winner Marty Sertich back in the day went to Roseville. He's only 5'6", outstanding hockey player. So just because you're short doesn't mean you can't be awesome.
Yeah, it's different than football or basketball where if you're under 6 feet, you're not going to have much of a chance to succeed. Hockey is one of those sports where shorter guys can have a lot of success.
Well, some running backs can be short in football. But
that too.
But you're right. Yeah, you wouldn't want to have a cornerback 5'5" trying to cover a 6'4" receiver.
Doug Flutie.
Yeah, he's another guy.
See?
I don't know how he saw over his offensive line.
That's a good point. Here's Brett Boldenau from the near side boards. It's Sathgren chasing it. There's Michael Graham from the end line. Watch out for Eastview. This is that top line for Eden Prairie, which has done a lot of damage. They tried to hit the home run pass up ahead to Tommy Hutzel. Now Lieberman gets sent hard to the ice, and he's slow to get up. Meanwhile, Boldenau will have it in his own zone. Boldenau, another one of these guys for Eden Prairie this season that will play both forward and defense. Good job there by Middlestad to hold the line. And now here's Cole Lawrence. Lawrence, a light shot which may have been tipped on its way. Little spinorama there by Michael Graham. Tries to center it to Lawrence. Couldn't get a stick on it. And the Lightning are able to clear it. And that will go the length of the ice for an icing call. Like to email us in the broadcast booth. We're at psbchannel2@gmail.com. psbchannel2@gmail.com. Already have our first email of the night, as this one is from David Keener, who's watching the game from Placerville, California. Says thanks for broadcasting tonight's game as he's watching his grandson Connor Bateman play tonight for the Eastview Lightning. So thank you, David, for the email. Gotta have much better weather right about now in California than here in Minnesota. Although we are expecting a warm-up in the Twin Cities next week, I heard.
Well, the warm-up of 33 just is really intriguing to us at this point.
Well, I even heard a rumor we may hit 50 in 2 weeks here in the Twin Cities.
Oh, really?
That was the latest one, yeah.
So it's going to be a brown Christmas?
That's what they're kind of predicting. Supposedly El Nino is going to kick back in, which brings back memories of the Chris Farley skit, where he was El Nino, if you remember that from Saturday Night Live.
I do. Chris Farley.
Cole Lawrence will pass it over to the left wing side to Nolan Sullivan, and gloved out of the air on that wrist shot by Andrew Stern. Flashing the leather on that one. Get you another look at that save by Stern.
That was Tommy Hutzel. That would have been perfect because he plays baseball too.
There you go. In Eastview, like Eden Prairie, with several multi-sport athletes. Tommy Hutzel, who we mentioned, is a 3-sport athlete for Eastview. Cole McDevitt, the quarterback on the football team, and like you said, there were a couple of other guys who you recognize from other sports for the Lightning.
Yeah, Max Herzog.
Yeah. That was Hastings who got hit into the boards. Hastings still trying to fight for it on one knee. Eastview will grab it. And now it's tied up along the advertising on the far side wall. Eden Prairie able to maintain possession. Pass was intercepted, and that will allow Bernardson to clear it away as Eastview is forced to ice it. doing that a lot in this game when Eden Prairie's got on a strong forecheck, just icing the puck. And of course, high school different than college and the pro game, where you're still allowed to change your players when you ice it. So not a bad strategy. Face-off will be to the left of Andrew Stern. Graham, I think that's the first time he hasn't cleanly won a face-off in this game. As Kevin, you said in the first period, he's been phenomenal in the face-off circle for these Eagles.
Yeah, he's been really good all season long. He set up a couple of the goals last Tuesday, would have been before Thanksgiving, in that 8-3 victory over Maple Grove. Obviously, I would say probably an underrated aspect of hockey at all levels, the face-off, and Eden Prairie at least off to a fantastic start, courtesy of their captain, Michael Graham.
Well, we have a moment. I'd like to remind you, if you want your team's games streamed, no matter the sport, we can provide that service here at PSB Media. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, hockey, no matter the sport, we can get your teams on air. Just contact us, we'll give you a quote, and also possibly make some extra revenue for your booster club as well. PSBMN.com, go to the contact us page. There's a low shot through traffic that went wide. I'll try a wraparound opportunity, can't get it on net. Send it back down low. And there's Muehlbauer, who's been pretty quiet here in this second period after having a couple of opportunities back in the first, and now a delayed penalty coming up against the Eagles, and Eastview's going to go right back on the power play. So the Lightning will get a power play opportunity here at the 11:11 mark of the second period. Face-off will be in the Eden Prairie zone. And the Lightning will have to skate it up the length of the ice. And so they'll get it up ahead to Kozadowski. Kozadowski overshoots Cole Anders on that pass. Picking up the penalty for Eden Prairie, by the way, was Tyler Safgren. Tied up on the far side, Eastview gets possession. They'll hold it at the point, now pass it down low to the right side. There's Anders. And it'll get out of play with a minute 20 remaining on the man advantage for the Lightning. Again, Eastview, not many power play opportunities this season. Counting a power play they failed to score on back in the first period. They're just 1 for 4 on the season. A year ago, Eastview had a very potent power play unit. They were 31.6%.
It's outstanding.
At the top of the circle, they'll get that to the point to Muehlbauer. Now skating towards the slot, a shot right on. And making the butterfly save on that wrist shot is the goaltender, Nick Leinchick. Minute 6 remains on the Eastview power play. And again, a good face-off win by the Lightning. They've done a nice job here on the power play, winning those face-offs. He shoveled down low. Now they go back to the point to Muehlbauer. And now trying to work his way is Tommy Hutzel. That goes wide, and now it gets tipped out of the zone. And there's a mistake for Eastview as they'll play the puck with a high stick, and they'll be forced to take a face-off deep in their own zone.
Yeah, that's a fortunate play for Eden Prairie's penalty kill.
Yeah, at the very least, you don't obviously send anyone to the penalty box, but it will waste a good 10 to 20 seconds as the Lightning will have to skate with it up the ice. But first they got to gain possession. That was Graham winning the face-off for Eden Prairie. And now it'll be Middlestad with it. As there's actually just 28 seconds left on the power play. There's Muehlbauer to Tommy Hutzel. Hutzel across the blue line, and a good pass over to the right side looking for the trailer, Nick Hodgin. But his shot went up and over the net. Muehlbauer a shot again through traffic. That one was deflected wide. 3 seconds remain on the power play. Muehlbauer gets it again, passes it over to the dot. And that low shot goes just wide of the net. Eden Prairie is full strength.
That was a great dangle by Hutzel. Fed the center of the ice in the low slot. The extra pass got a good look on the goaltender, but just couldn't come away with the equalizer on that series. Still pretty good power play for Eastview, especially in the final 30 seconds.
8:49 remains in the first period. Lightning trailing now just 2-1 after scoring that early goal here in the second period to cut that lead in half. Even after this power play, they're still doing a good job putting on the pressure, which they started early in the period. Lightning have had the better of the play in period number 2, but just as I say that, they ice the puck. So we'll get a face-off in the Eden Prairie offensive zone.
Well, this tactic hasn't hurt them yet so far, but could always change again given Eden Prairie's adeptness on the face-off and getting those quick looks right off the win.
That's been the first line that's primarily done the damage on the face-off circle. Now it's the third line out on the ice for the Eagles as Pizon will chase it down in his own zone. They'll leave it for Brett Boldenau. Now it's Spencer Steen who scored the second goal for the Eagles. And that tip on the Brett Boldenau shot. Pizon can't hit it outside the zone. Eastview will keep it in their offensive area. Tied up along the near side as they'll try to dig it out from somebody's skates. It's Spencer Steen leading the rush. Steen over to the left side to Pizon. Pizon, an odd angle shot that goes wide. Eastview will backhand it outside the zone. It'll be picked up by Wesley Young. Boldenau couldn't corral that pass. They'll get around an Eastview player. Now across that logo at center ice, Boldenau, oh, and they're going to be offside. It's close play at that blue line. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Mulch Store. They're online at mulchstoremn.com. Even though we're just about to approach the dead of winter, not too early to start thinking about those landscaping needs next spring. And the Mulch Store has the best compost you'll find in the entire Midwest. They have delivery available and locations all over the metro area: Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee. Want to make your neighbors green with envy? Use the Mulch Store. And the best compost landscaping materials you'll find in the entire Midwest, mulchstoremn.com.
It's going to be 50 degrees in a couple weeks. Maybe it's time to do your landscaping. Just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's going to get way going to get way worse after that.
Say, would have thought you could do some landscaping at Christmas. Well, if it is 50 degrees and it's brown outside, you know.
Well, yeah, if you want to make your neighbors green with envy, right? Just for a couple days on Christmas.
Or to be brown with envy.
Oh, right, but you could find some lights that were green, right?
There you go, yeah. Eastview has it in their own end as they'll tip it outside the zone. Passed over to Serrato. I'll get that up ahead to McDevitt. Football quarterback, shot goes wide. Gets played over to Hutzel. Hutzel tried to center it, but his backhander was blocked, and now it's Cole Lawrence in transition. Eden Prairie 4-on-2 if they hurry. Leave it for Lieberman, but he fanned on his attempt. Now gets the shot back, or the rebound back, I should say, but looks like he fanned on that attempt too. A couple of good opportunities there for Eden Prairie's sophomore, who scored 2 goals against Prior Lake.
Yeah, he's an outstanding defenseman in the couple of games I've seen him perform in. And just a little bit too fast to handle that puck as he went down low.
Low fluttering shot was blocked, and now it's Eastview going the other way as McDevitt tried to play that up ahead, but Eden Prairie gains possession. Louis Rail will go across to Aguilar. Aguilar to Middlestad, who lost it in his skates. And now we're going to whistle on the ice. And it looks like a high sticking call is coming up. And it will be against Eden Prairie's Casey Middlestad, who will head to the box. So another power play for the Lightning.
Lightning
Another power
moved the
play.
puck well at probably the final 28 seconds of that last power play. See if there's any momentum into this one.
Rail to try to clear it, Dan. It does get past the body of Keith Muehlbauer, who's kind of been the quarterback on that power play for the Lightning. Here's Cole Anders skating with it to the end wall. They'll leave it for Wilson. And Wilson, a bad clearing. Now it's 2-on-0 potentially for Michael Graham. Now to Safran. Safran back to Graham, and he can't pull the trigger. A 2-on-0, and Eastview is able to avoid a potential disaster.
I think that was a situation.
And it scores! Michael Graham makes up for fanning on the 2-0 as he scores a shorthanded goal and gives Eden Prairie a 3-1 lead.
That's Graham's second shorthanded goal in 3 games to start this season, and I think that on the 2-on-nobody, it was just a case of trying to be too selfless, too generous, and they got out of sync, and that time Michael Graham just speared it out of the air and spun around and flicked that one to look like 5-hole past Stern.
A shorthanded goal for Michael Graham, and Eden Prairie's in front 3-1, and boy, that really hurts your momentum if you're Eastview. Now another potential shorthanded opportunity. Here's Pizon, all alone. Pizon goes 5-hole and scores! Alex Pizon with his first varsity goal, and Eden Prairie's ahead 4-1, scoring 2 shorthanded goals in a period of less than 30 seconds. How about that?
That's incredible. I wonder if that's happened in this program's history.
Look on the replay. I thought Eastview had a chance to maybe catch Pizon, but has kept his momentum going and was able to go 5-hole on the goaltender Stern. It's 4-1 EP.
It's like he was sailing the Black Pearl, right? No British ship could catch him.
So how about that? I officially have the numbers. That's 2 shorthanded goals in 20 seconds.
And 3 in 3 games this year, too.
Oh, my goodness. And momentum completely changed in this game as Eastview a little careless with the man advantage.
Getting a chant for Let's Go Pizon, too.
And the aforementioned Pizon will dump it into the Eastview zone.
We mentioned height doesn't matter. If you can skate that quickly and put it away that seamlessly, why not?
It was a good idea, too, to realize he had 2 back checkers right on his heels. He did a nice job just skating away from them and put on a good move on Stern. Eastview trying to salvage something here on the power play with just a couple of seconds left. Tommy Hutzel up at the point for Eastview, a shot, and that's a blocker save by Weinchick. Now it's Argetsinger going the other way for the Eagles, and they'll be whistled down with 3:44 to go here in the second period. So what of a turn of events, you think, with Eden Prairie leading 2-1. Eastview already scoring here in the second period and going on the power play. You think, boy, the Lightning have a chance to completely change this game, but it goes in the absolute opposite direction with 2 shorthanded Eden Prairie goals.
And a number of incredible opportunities because of that 2-on-0 too. Just complete lapse in the defensive scheme.
Yeah, you're right. In theory, it could have been 3 shorthanded goals. Yeah, you would think they would for sure score on the 2-on-0, but putting the pressure on, and Graham scored the first shorty. Graham will now chase it down in the corner with 3:15 left in the second period. Eden Prairie opened up a 4-1 lead in this game. And now 5 bodies are trying to dig the puck out of the skates. And I think Graham down there in the corner. Middlestad to Graham at the dot. Graham can't stick handle his way to the slot, and now it's Eastview going in the opposite direction. It's Wilson. Wilson being pestered by Wesley Young, who does a nice job breaking up that attempted centering pass. And now Lieberman's body make that Safran's body goes flying. And now it's Graham. Graham working to the corner. Nobody home on that pass. And now slapped right back into Eastview territory. Held in by Cole Lawrence. Lawrence trying to swat at it. Here comes Tommy Hutzel of the Lightning. He'll backhand into the zone as the Lightning are off on a change. Lawrence had to go off his skate. That will allow Eastview to momentarily gain possession. It's over to Augustine. Up to the point, a shot again through some bodies. That one's turned away by Weinstick. Up again to the point they go to Augustine. Now played into the corner, Louis Rail will ring it around the end wall. Minute 48, second period, 4-1 Eden Prairie with the lead. And Lawrence is able to clear it, tries to find an outlet pass to Nolan Sullivan. Now the Eagles will get it, as there's a shot that gets blocked. Some hitting there in the corner as going leaping in the air was Jake Ford of Eastview. Now Lawrence at the point, good backdoor pass to Argetsinger. Tried to spin around and get it on his backhand, but couldn't get a lot on that one. But overall, still got to like the pass and the vision.
Yeah, it was a great setup, but credit to Keith Muehlbauer defensively there, tying up Argetsinger's stick a little bit and preventing a pretty good, capable scorer from getting a look at his goaltender. So Muehlbauer making the play there.
Approaching the 1 minute mark as they'll dig for it behind the Eastview net. There's Spencer Steen scored the second goal for the Eagles. At Hastings will chase it down. Hastings right back into the corner now. Steen gets double checked into the corner. That's a technical hockey term, double check.
Discount
there you
double
go.
check.
Yeah, discount double check. And we'll get a whistle with 57.9 seconds left here in the second period. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Athlete PT. Grant Norland, Dr. Grant Norland over at Athlete PT does great performance training to enhance your performance on the field, on the ice, no matter what sport you play. Has a state-of-the-art facility located in the Golden Triangle of Eden Prairie. Check it out, athletept.com, athletept.com. Championships begin at Athlete PT. Held in by the Eagles. There's a long shot from the blue line that's turned away by Stern. Eastview from the corner will again ice the puck, as we'll get a whistle with 31 seconds left. Going back to Athlete PT, Kevin, we've been to their facility a number of times, and again, doesn't matter the sport, they can certainly get you in tip-top condition, which is important because championships are won before you get out there on the field or the ice. It's won, in the training room.
Yeah, it's one in the training room for sure, with
yeah.
Athlete PT also in practice as well. Once you get the training that you need and the strength that you need.
There's Lieberman in the corner. 16 seconds left. Middlestad drops it for Graham. Back to Middlestad on the give and go, but it gets broken up by the Eastview defense. Steered away by Stern. 2 seconds as the Lightning will just cover it up and behind the net of Stern, and that'll be it for period number 2. As it's Eden Prairie out in front of the Eastview Lightning, 4-1. Thanks to back-to-back shorthanded goals scored within a 20-second sequence. We will take a timeout and have more on the way, including some second period analysis. It's high school hockey here on PSP.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSP broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Timmy. I hope you're hungry.
Sure am, but I prefer broccoli to mushrooms.
Well, I prefer your brother to you.
Don't mess with Grandma's dishes. Mess with ours instead. Delicious dishes from around the globe that you're free to customize. Noodles & Company, your world kitchen.
During this break in the action, I'd like to thank you for watching and ask for your assistance. In addition to live streaming games like this one, PSB Media also produces video commercials for clients. If someone you know is trying to grow their business, tell them to consider contacting production at psbmn.com. The internet is a powerful marketing tool, but due to its size it can be difficult for messages to reach the right ears. Optimize their valuable time and money. PSB Video will help drive localized traffic to the client's website. PSB Media also keyword-driven content. PSB Video can improve where businesses appear in search results. Nearer to the top results means more clicks and more business. So please tell those business owners you know to work smarter, not harder, by considering PSB Production. Find out more by emailing production@psbmn.com.
This is the best dirt bath ever!
Larry, what's with all that racket?
I'm loving my new digs. This compost is amazing. Come on in, give it a try.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, you weren't kidding, Larry. This stuff is great.
The Mulch Store has compost your garden, and yes, even the worms will love. Stop by any of the Mulch Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee to pick up the best compost in the Midwest. Online at mulchstoremn.com. Also shop rocks, seed, soil edging, and more. Now's the time to make your neighbors green with envy.
Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie football and hockey on their big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food while watching your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean Pizza, Tavern Turkey Burger, as well as delicious breakfasts that are served 7 days a week. That's the Tavern on 4 and 5, just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Get out to the forest.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Hey guys, wait up!
And discover the wonders of nature with your family.
These trees are the key to our way of life.
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning!
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great!
An endless forest adventure.
Let's rock this jungle! Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing!
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
And welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're in our second intermission with the Eagles out in front of the Lightning by a score of 4-1 here on PSB. Let's give you a recap of that busy second period. Again, heading into the second period, it was Eden Prairie ahead 2-0, but Eastview scored in the first minute of the second period to really change around momentum as they cut the lead in half and made it 2-1. And it looked like from there the Lightning were really ready to grab momentum, trailing 2-1. They picked up a power play, and you think, oh boy, here they come, possibly trying to tie this game up, but instead things went in the absolute opposite direction as Eden Prairie scored back-to-back shorthanded goals within a 20-second span. The first goal was scored by Michael Graham at the 5:06 mark, I should say. For Graham, that was his second point on the night. He has a goal and an assist now for the Eagles. And then scoring just 20 seconds later, it was Alex Pizon on a breakaway, scoring his first ever varsity goal for the Eagles, as they had put them ahead by a score of 4-1. Power plays on the game so far. Eden Prairie's had just one power play opportunity. They failed to score. Eastview has had 3 power plays. They failed to score on all 3. So EP's power play unit 0 for 1, Eastview's power play unit 0 for 3, while the Eagles also have 2 short-handed goals in the game, so certainly not a good special teams stat if you're a fan of the Eastview Lightning. And as your recap here of the second period, we'll see if we can try to pick up a score from Lakeville North and Edina. Last time we checked, it was Lakeville North actually on top of the Edina Hornets by a score of 2-0 in a rematch of that state championship game, which was a lopsided win by Edina last season in that Class 2A state championship. And looking at a score in that game, Edina has cut the lead in half, as it's currently 2-1 Lakeville North with 4:52 left in the second period in that game. Other scores for you. It is Duluth East leading Superior, Wisconsin 2-1 in the second period, while Spring Lake Park has a 3-0 lead over Andover. Meanwhile, Minnetonka is currently scoreless with Burnsville after 2 periods. And also we have a 5-1 lead for White Bear Lake over Jefferson. That's a game you can watch on PSB courtesy of the guys over at the Horn who are broadcasting that game tonight at the Vadnais Sports Center. Our score here at the EP Community Center is 4-1 Eagles on top of the Lightning. We will take a timeout and have the third period on the way next, right here on PSBMN.com.
Woohoo! This is the best dirt bath ever!
Larry, what's with all that racket?
I'm loving my new digs. This compost is amazing. Come on in, give it a try.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah, you weren't kidding, Larry. This stuff is great.
The Mulch Store has compost your garden, and yes, even the worms will love. Stop by any of the Mulch Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee to pick up the best compost in the Midwest. Online at mulchstoremn.com. Also shop rocks, seed, soil, edging, and more. Now's the time to make your neighbors green with envy.
Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shakopee.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
wildflowers. That's all Smokey wants for his birthday.
And welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're getting set for the start of the third period here on PSB. It's currently the Eagles in front of Eastview by a score of 3-0. Don't forget you can watch just about every Eden Prairie hockey game on our website, psbmn.com, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 games that we won't be able to bring to you due to other commitments or also travel restrictions. But want to follow your Eagles all season long, do so at psbmn.com. And of course, if you would like to have your teams webcasted, no matter if it's Eden Prairie, Eastview, or any school in the metro area, feel free to contact us. We can get your teams on air, whether it's just one game or an entire season. We can get you a vote and also possibly make some extra revenue for your team's booster club, which is certainly always nice. That's psbmn.com, then go to the contact page, and Kevin or I would be more than happy to speak with you. Third period underway. Here comes Brett Boldenau of the Eagles as he was bottled up near the penalty box. Now Middlestad will have to wait for a player to retreat who's offsides. Middlestad will get checked off the puck by his fellow number 11, Connor Bateman, whose grandpa is watching the game from California, who emailed us earlier. Muehlbauer leading the rush. Great pass over to number 8, Tommy Hutzel, and it is a goal. That puck came close to crossing the goal line, and the Lightning have made it a 4-2 game. So it's another early goal for Eastview.
Each of these 3 periods have started off with a flurry. The Lightning getting the better of the Eagles now in 2 of the last 3 periods. Hutzel in a nice play along the bottom of the face-off circle. We'll see if he's credited with the goal. Also right in there was Muehlbauer to just make sure it had crossed the empty net goal line.
Yeah, it depends. If they say it didn't cross the line, then Muehlbauer should get credit, but the referee said it did indeed cross the line, then it'll be Hutzel, so we'll have to wait for the official word on that one. Either way, though, it's 4-2 Eastview, and that's all that counts. And just before I could even ask you what Eastview needed to do to get back in this hockey game, well, I think we answered our own question.
Yeah, they came out with a flurry just like they did in the second period. They just need to avoid those meltdowns, especially in their back check.
Yeah, outside of those 2 shorthanded goals, we'd have a tie game. By the way, did hear the PA announcer say it was Keith Muehlbauer who will get credit with the goal, so apparently the initial shot from Hutzel did not cross the goal line, so Muehlbauer was there to clean it up. And that's the official word from the
one of the easiest goals you'll get in a non-empty net situation, non-blowout situation.
And for Muehlbauer, that's his 2nd goal of the season and 5th overall point, so it's a big goal there for the Lightning and also the University of Maine recruit. Of course, got to be a good hockey player to go to Maine. That's one of the powerhouses over in the Hockey East Conference.
No, Maine and Alaska are the only 2 states colder on average than Minnesota.
Yeah, I think you'd probably be right about that.
So he'll fit right in.
Well, it'd be like Minnesota, but probably a little bit smaller. Still a great hockey program they have over there in Maine. You remember way back to 2002, those were the 2 squads that faced off in the national championship at the XL Energy Center when the Gophers beat Maine in overtime. Of course, one of the guys who was on that Gopher hockey team is a coach here in the Lake Conference, Pat O'Leary, who's the head coach of Wayzata. He was a defenseman on that 2002 Gopher hockey team. In the corner, they'll have it tied up near that advertising. They'll push it over to Muehlbauer, who scored a couple of minutes ago for Eastview. And the Lightning, well, no icing. The referee was asking for help. His partner said no, so play continues here with 14:40 left. It's 4-2 Eden Prairie. And the Eagles will cross center ice, get it up ahead to Casey Middlestad, who got stonewalled as he was trying to get near that face-off circle. Be another key for this Lightning team to try to slow down that first line of the Eagles. They've done a lot of damage, not just on the score sheet, but also in terms of establishing a good forecheck and creating some opportunities.
And this first line has been outstanding to start this season, and Certainly the leadership that, a little bit of leadership that returned from last year's state-bound squad has opened things up nicely to begin the year for even the younger guys.
Give Eastview credit just a moment ago. I think that was the first face-off we've seen Michael Graham lose tonight. He's been excellent in the dot for these Eagles. Eastview out at center ice will turn it over to Middlestad. Middlestad somehow is able to maintain possession of the puck, now works his way to the end wall. So looking for somewhere to go, he'll walk it up near the blue line. Good at the line. Middlestad almost around the world in the Eastview defensive zone. Now it gets tied up in the corner. Scouting report on Middlestad was that he could stick handle in a phone booth, and just a moment ago you could see why. A lot of scouts say that about him. Middlestad will spin, avoid a check. And now he'll lift it towards the end line. Graham to get it. Graham, great pass to Middlestad, but couldn't corral the bouncing puck. And there's a blast from Wesley Young, which went wide.
Yeah, great step up from the blue line by Young. Got a great look at the net. Stern able to just fling that right pad out and make a big save.
Yeah, he did get a piece of that one. So sometimes it's all you can do against the first line of the Eagles, just ice the puck. And Eden Prairie now with their second line out there on the ice. Lieberman to get it. There's Cole Lawrence. Argetsinger who will dump it in. Nolan Sullivan to try to chase it down. 3 Lightning and 2 Eagles players will try to dig it out. Comes away to Sullivan on his backhand. A backhander in the slot. Able to get some good lift on that, but it was a better glove save by Andrew Stern. Scoring 4 goals on Andrew Stern. Quite an accomplishment for the Eagles, as again, coming into this game, Andrew Stern had played over 75 minutes of shutout hockey. Shutout Eastridge, then also had a period and a half of shutout hockey from the opener against Rosemount. Both of those were wins by the Lightning. They beat Rosemount 5-2, and they beat Eastridge 6-0. 2 victories over Section 3 AA opponents. Here's Boldenau with a head of steam backhanding it into the zone. And Eastview player goes tumbling. No penalty called. Argetsinger at the top of the circle and still is able to dump it in. That's a heck of a job through about 3 Eastview defenders to save some time. All the rest of his teammates are off on a change.
You mentioned no penalty on that slip by Muehlbauer. It looked like he just lost his footing. So a good no call.
Andy Aguilar behind the net. Overshoots Michael Graham on the pass. Eastview will slap it right back into the zone. Louis Rail. Rail will push it ahead to Safgren. He will swipe it into the zone. Cole McDevitt. Up to Hodgin. Hodgin lost it. Now Rail will fire right back into Lightning territory. 11:10 left in the third period. Eden Prairie on top of Eastview 4-2 here on PSP Media. Thanks for tuning into tonight's game. Again, if you'd like to have your team's game streamed, no matter the sport, no matter the location here in the metro area, contact us at PSB. No matter if it's just one game or an entire season, we'd love to get your teams on air right here on PSBMN.com. Eden Prairie comes away with that scrum. That was a long shot from Middlestad. Didn't get a lot on it as it was blocked. Young to chase it. He'll backhand it off the half wall and get it out. There's a long shot from beyond the blue line by Bernardson. Eastview turns it over, and now it's Eden Prairie skating with it outside the zone. They're 3-on-2 if they hurry. And Hunter Johannes trying to stick his leg out and stay on sides. That couldn't quite do it. It'll be a whistle against the Eagles for an offsides call.
Well, that shot was taken from a long way out by Bernhardson, but how on point was that? And had a low like zip to it. Tough save there, made by the goaltender Weincheck.
Johannes will win the faceoff. Steen to Young. Young will send it into the Eastview zone. Held in by the Eagles. No looking into the corner to Hastings. Johannes there to help out and support. Johannes, top of the circle, goes across. They send it down low back to Hastings. Here's Johannes. Trying to work through a check, able to play it back down low to his teammate Spencer Steen. Johannes. And now they turn it over. Eastview trying to get something going in transition. Here comes Wilson. Wilson, a backhander from an odd angle, and Weinchick doesn't know where it is, and now he still doesn't know where it is, and oh my goodness, that could have been a disaster for Eden Prairie as Weinchick not once but twice didn't know where the puck is, and now it will actually be an Eden Prairie penalty, it looks like.
Yeah, Wesley Young was trying to bail out his goaltender. It seemed like, I mean, I wasn't totally zoomed in, but it seemed like he was covered up on the puck, but he didn't realize he was covered up on the puck. Now, maybe it was a different story down on the ice, but yeah, that's a very, very strange play to see that, twice, not being able to secure the puck.
Yeah, Young was just trying to give it back to Weinchick saying, hey, cover it up, but he didn't know the puck was there. And Weinchick has to do the splits and is just able to get enough on that to tip it wide. Couple of close calls here for Eden Prairie.
And Boldenau helped bail him out on the backside too, clearing that puck away. So his defense is coming up very helpful tonight.
Watch out, here comes Michael Graham again shorthanded. Already has one shorty in the game, but Eastview, better job defensively. Of course, the Eagles scored 2 shorthanded goals in the second period. And not a good pass as they'll turn it over. Here's Boldenau. Ringing around, but not out. Will be held in by Cole Anders. Anders from the side gets checked up by Lieberman. Good job in support, though, by Wilson. Wilson up to the point to Muehlbauer. Muehlbauer across to Bateman. Go Bow and Bateman. Oh, great job to hold that in. That was a tough pass to receive, but he's still able to keep it here in the Eastview offensive zone. There's a slap shot, blocker saved by Weinchick, just getting a piece of it. Muehlbauer takes a slap shot over to Bateman, top of the circle, passes it down to Wilson. And Wilson lost his stick handle, but is still able to tie up Nick Lieberman. 28 seconds remain on the power play. And another penalty is coming up on Eden Prairie.
Yeah, took down the wraparound attempt, Zach Susan. Tried to swing in around the cage, and he got tied up and taken down. So penalty looks like going against Boldenau. He's pleading his case, but to no avail. 5-on-3 opportunity for Eastview for 23 seconds. At least now with 5-on-3, maybe won't allow those shorthanded opportunities, right? Just kidding.
That would be quite a weird night if you score 2 shorthanded goals and then you get one 5-on-3.
Eastview looks like they're calling a timeout to talk things over out of this face-off set.
And while they do that, I'd like to remind you that you can watch broadcasts of Eden Prairie hockey on the big screen at the Tavern on 4 and 5. They'll be showing several broadcasts at the big screens at their restaurants, so probably get some great food. Watch your Eden Prairie Eagles at the Tavern on 4 and 5. One of the other great features they have is that they serve breakfast 7 days a week. I was about to say 24 hours, but that's not quite accurate. But they do have some delicious breakfast, though. I had this was a number of weeks ago, I had their French toast, which was served with homemade maple syrup. Ever had that before? It tastes way different than the Aunt Jemima kind, but way better and way more healthy, and it was just great.
It is. It doesn't quite fill you up the same way, too. It's got a more relaxing feeling to your palate.
And, of course, their lunch and dinner options are very good as well. I know you've had their dinner options there a number of times, Kevin. I'm a big fan of their cheesy tater tots.
I didn't get the cheesy tots. I just like the regular tots, but they melt in your mouth, and I'm not kidding you. They're so good. way different than like Ida Crown or Market Pantry or whatever, wherever you go shopping. Those frozen bags, so much better than that. So definitely check them out for those tater tots as well.
Tavern on 4 and 5. Eastview working with a 5-on-3 for 13 seconds and a rebound, and they score. Eastview cuts the deficit to 4-3. They had just about 20 seconds of 5-on-3 time to work with, but they cash in on a rebound, and picking up the goal will be Shane Bernardson.
And Hartson did a nice job just staying on the weak side on that set. Had an all-alone net, and again, we've seen Eastview score some real simple goals with the Weincheck out of position, having to make a big save on the other side of the net. Out of position there for a wide-open net and score. It's now 4-3 and still on the man advantage for another minute 48.
Yeah, that's the key point, is that they have nearly 2 minutes of power play time to work with. And Eden Prairie is able to clear that outside the zone. So 4-3 now. Here come the Lightning. I'll play that over to number 5, Jacob Wilson. And they're not able to hold it in. Here's Wilson at the blue line. Waits for his teammates to clear up. They'll dump it in. Louis Rail gets there first. Trying to fight it out with Tommy Hutzel. And, unable to hold it in was Connor Bateman. Bateman being pressured by Lawrence. Able to get it to the goal scorer, Bernardson. And the Lightning are offsides, and after that 5-on-3, much more disorganized here on this second power play. Bernardson up to Muehlbauer. And Owen Sullivan able to block that pass and clear it away. Approaching 40 seconds left on the power play. Here comes Eastview. It's Muehlbauer going around the world here in the Eden Prairie offensive zone, doing what Casey Middlestad did a few minutes ago. And still able to hold it in is Bernardson, and we have a whistle. With 6:05 left here in the third period, and about 20 seconds left on the power play. Off the face-off, it's Bernardson. A one-timer to Muehlbauer. A save made by Weincheck. That shot goes wide. Eastview still maintains possession. Just a few seconds left on the power play. Muehlbauer at the point. A one-time attempt to Hodgen, but he fanned on it. Hodgen gets it back. Eden Prairie is full strength. And now it's Eden Prairie in transition and turned away. Flipped into the zone. Eastview will play it up ahead to number 8, Tommy Hutzel. Hutzel goes across to Hodgen. Now it's Rail for Eden Prairie. Rail across the blue line. Got hacked just enough to lose his stick handle. And we'll have a whistle with 5:14 left in the third period. Well, the story now is that something's got to give. Eden Prairie 19-3-2 when they score at least 3 goals. Eastview, also a very good team when they score at least 3 goals, 20-1. So one of these teams going to suffer a rare loss where they score 3 goals or more. Into the corner it goes. There's a shot from Safran trying to go high blocker side, but it was wide. It'll be picked up by Alex Serrato. Serrato turned it over. Eden Prairie with it in the corner. Aguilar was calling for it, but they couldn't get it to him. A dangerous first line on the ice for Eden Prairie. They lose it. Now here comes Eastview in transition, and they'll inadvertently flip it into the EP zone and ice the puck. Not sure that that's exactly what they wanted to do, as they had numbers to work with there in transition.
Maybe just had tired legs. Maybe that's all it came down to. They're like, we've got numbers, but we can't do anything with them. Fresh bodies switching out for the Eagles too.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment they might double shift that first line, but they elected to bring the line of Johannes, Pizon, and Matt Hastings onto the ice. Yeah, now they're going to say like a hand pass against Eastview, so it'll be a face-off back in the Lightning zone. Noodles & Company now offers catering, so as you approach the holiday season, maybe looking at those holiday parties, consider using Noodles & Company, as they can cater to your businesses or even family event needs. Just click that link to the Noodles catering page above the Game Tracker screen right here on PSB. That's Noodles & Company. I'll go across to Louis Rail, who will swat it into the zone. Will be picked up by Shane Bernardson. Pass it over to the corner, bank it off the half wall, but not out. Centered right out in front of Matt Hastings, who was open, but he fell down and fanned on it. Now Eastview the other way, and Weinchick will steer it away. Oh, I was surprised he didn't cover that one up, and it nearly came back to bite him, but he's still able to save it and get the puck dead with 3:56 left.
Weinchick is certainly making things interesting in this third period. Couldn't find the puck earlier. A couple of good set pieces by the Lightning got past him for 2 goals. And there, instead of covering it up, just fans on the steer away.
Well, he might be having an interesting chat with the goaltending coach coming up in practice.
Yeah. But yeah, very young guy, still learning the...
Yeah, just a sophomore.
Yeah,
well, also considering it's his first varsity game too, but...
Yeah, and against a pretty high-powered team that returned a lot of stars from a successful year last year, so... It's not like he was eased into the mix by any stretch.
And if you're thinking, well, can they work him in against an easy opponent? Well, looking at EP's schedule, they have... Well, at least in the 3 years I've been calling Eden Prairie games, this is definitely the toughest schedule they've played. There's really no gimmies on their schedule at all. Just about everybody is a very powerful opponent they're going to be facing this season. Eastview, on the other hand, not playing a slouch schedule either. They play in the very tough South Suburban Conference, and there's about 7 or 8 good teams in that league. Long shot from Jacob Wilson, and that's an easier save for Weinchick to make. 2:52 left, third period. It's 4-3 Eden Prairie on top. If you'd like to email us in the broadcast booth, again, we're at PSBMN, or actually PSB Channel 2 at gmail.com. I'll just put it on the screen so you can read that rather than have me mess up what I was trying to say. How about that?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Makes it simple.
Yeah.
You're mentioning some of those stats about these teams when they score 3+ goals. Well, how about the figure for Eden Prairie? This season, the last season included, now 14-1 when scoring first. So that record also in jeopardy. They did take the 1-0 lead, actually led 2-0 in this game at one point.
2:18 left. Time starting to become an issue here for the Lightning, looking to get this game knotted up. Here's Tommy Hutzel dancing his way in front. Puck still loose. Hutzel gets it back, but lost his stick handle. Ooh, a golden opportunity there for the Eastview Lightning. Graham takes the slap shot, but great defense played by Muehlbauer not to fall for that one.
That's a great surge by Hutzel. He's using his strength to kind of shove his way down into the low slot right in front of the crease and tried to bury it on a backhand slide. But pretty good job by Weinchick too under that duress and with space around him collapsing.
Bateman will dump it into the zone. Speaking of which, got another email from the grandfather of Connor Bateman. Says thanks again for webcasting tonight's game and appreciate all those emails. And for Grandpa Bateman watching tonight's game, always fun to watch your grandson play, especially if you're out in California and can't make it to too many games. Eden Prairie, a shot from the high slot area of Nolan Sullivan, but it was blocked. 1 minute remains. We'll keep an eye on Stern. See when Eastview brings the extra attacker on the ice, but they got to get it in the zone. And they're having some trouble gaining possession, 45 seconds. And Graham will take a long, long shot, which is turned away by Stern. Graham, a big blast from the circle, and he scores! It got deflected off Stern and then went into the back of the net, and it's 5-3 Eden Prairie. Everyone seemed kind of unsure about that.
Everyone did. Yeah. There was a real delayed cheer from the right of us, the Eden Prairie section. Graham didn't even really celebrate too until 3 or 4 seconds had elapsed. Again, able to just wind up and snipe that one in. We've seen that innumerable times this season, already up to 6 goals this year in 3 contests.
Excellent stats for him. Stern got a piece of that, as you can see on the replay, but not enough of it to keep it from going in the back of the net. So 5-3 Eden Prairie, and that'll pretty much put this out of reach. There's a good rally by the Lightning here in the 3rd period, but it looks like it will come up short. Shot through some traffic, still loose in front, and we get a whistle with 17.6 seconds left. So Eden Prairie will move to 3-0 on the season, while the Lightning will suffer their first loss. Upcoming games, Eden Prairie plays Farmington on Saturday at 7 o'clock. That's a game we'll have for you right here on PSP Media. Meanwhile, Eastview will play another Section 3 AA opponent. They'll be on the road playing at Cretin-Durham Hall. That game is coming up on Saturday as well. Sent outside the zone, it got tipped on its way in. Or no, it did not. Oh, apparently they're going to call that icing. Like a pretty obvious tip to me, but the referee disagrees. 7.6 seconds left, and we'll have...
Nick Hodgen couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Granted, it's inconsequential here with 7 seconds left, but...
He's still looking over at the referees with a leering eye. It's like, hey, change your call. And now the referee's convening, as you can see.
They're saying, come on, man, there's 7 seconds left. We're down by 2 goals.
And looks like they overturned their initial call.
There
so
you go.
Hodgen got his way.
See what you can drop in the face-off circle now. Face-off won by Eden Prairie. Pizon will backhand it outside the zone, and that's going to do it here from the Eden Prairie Community Center, as it is the Eagles who beat the Lightning by a final score of 5-3 right here on PSP. We'll take a timeout and have the Sun Current post-game show on the way next here on PSPMN.com.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
And welcome back to the EP Community Center as this game has gone final. Eagles on top of the Lightning by a score of 5-3. This is the Sun Current post-game show. Sun Current has been your community news leader for over 50 years in the Southwest Metro area. You can find local news, whether it's politics, school board news, community events, high school sports, you name it, they have it. That's the Sun Current. Their website now mobile user-friendly at current.mnsun.com, current.mnsun.com. So hard-fought victory here for the Eagles over Eastview 5-3. A couple of times Eden Prairie looked like they were ready to run away from it, but Eastview did a nice job rallying and staying in the game. Let's give you a scoring recap of the game tonight. And the Eagles got on the scoreboard just 18 seconds into the game. It was Casey Middlestad scoring his 3rd goal of the season. Michael Graham picked up the assist that made it 1-0 Eden Prairie. Eagles then made it 2-0 at the 1:40 mark, as it was Spencer Steen deflecting a Brett Boldenau shot into the net. That made it 2-0 after period 1 in favor of Eden Prairie. In the second period, Eastview got on the scoreboard within the first minute of action to cut that lead in half to make it 2-1. And it really looked like they were able to grab some momentum. Trailing 2-1, they got a power play, and you're thinking, oh, here comes the Lightning, but things went in the opposite direction as the Eagles scored back-to-back shorthanded goals in a 20-second span. The first one was scored at 5:06 of the second period. Or actually, yeah, 5:06 of the second period by Michael Graham. The next one was scored at 4:46 by Alex Pizon. That made it 4-1 Eden Prairie after 2 periods. In the third period, the Lightning rallied yet again. They scored their first goal at the 16:30 mark. First goal of the third period, I should say, second of the game. As that made it 4-2. It was Tommy Hutzel, or actually, excuse me, Keith Muehlbauer who picked up the goal. It was Tommy Hutzel who had the assist. And Eastview scored on the power play again at the 7:49 mark on a 5-on-3. That made it 5-3. But then in the last minute of the game, Michael Graham scored with just 37 seconds left, as that gave Eden Prairie a 5-3 lead with that insurance goal, and they hung on to win this game by that 5-3 margin. Taking a look at power play numbers, Eastview finishes the game 1 for 5 on the power play. Eden Prairie just had one power play opportunity. They failed to score, so they of course finish 0 for 1. Don't quite have shots on goal to pass along to you from the PA announcer, but the only stat that of course matters is the goals, and Eden Prairie won in that category 5-3 over Eastview. Overall, a well-played game here at the Community Center. A good test for the Eagles, as Eastview fell behind a couple of times but did a nice job rallying. But that first line of the Eagles just too much, as that's kind of been the story all season long. Again, it'll be the Eagles going 3-0, Eastview falling to 2-1. The Lightning's next game will be on Saturday night. That'll be at Cretin-Durham Hall. Eden Prairie's next game will be on Saturday at Farmington. That will be a 7 o'clock game that we'll have for you right here on PSB Media. Make sure you tune in for that one. That'll do it here on the Sun Current postgame show on PSB. Again, make sure you tune in on Saturday for more Eden Prairie hockey. For Kevin Hagstrom, this is Brett Johnson signing off. Final score, Eden Prairie beats Eastview 5-3 on PSBMN.com.
Thanks for tuning in to live, local, play-by-play coverage of tonight's game. Catch all the action all season long on your home for Southwest Sports, PSB Media. Tonight's game was brought to you by The Mulch Store, Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, Athlete PT, Noodles & Company of Eden Prairie, The Sun Current, The Tavern on 4 and 5, and in partnership with Minnesota Football Magazine, the Pioneer Press, and BEC TV. You can find an archived broadcast of tonight's game available 24/7 on PSBMN.com.